Y'all know who y'all rocking with. It's your boy Rocky, the dark-skinned one, and it's time to lock out with your boy. How my people's doing out there? I'd like to welcome y'all to the second episode of season 2 of Locked In. We get to the little chill here's popping thing right now, right? How my people's doing out there? I definitely would like to thank all my supporters, all my viewers for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that share, that like, and to drop a comment. You know, that's how the people who like this comment get to find my videos, you heard? Let's not keep me hidden, y'all. Let's take up. It's time to take off, you heard? It's time to take off like Migos, you heard? But today I'm bringing y'all the infamous story of the Cash Brothers. It's a what would you call that? Man, what kind of story would I say that? This is the perfect story. How can I put it? This is like one of those. I'm not big on the Bible. I've read certain passages and verses and stuff like that, but I can't say that I'm a Bible scholar to where I could know what I'm talking about a lot. I understand a lot. So if I mess this up, if I mess this part up, don't get mad at me. Don't shoot at me. Don't do none of that. You can help correct me. But the Cash brothers got the kind of same story as Cain and Abel. And actually that's what we're gonna go with. All right, so the Abel of the brothers, I'm close with both of the brothers, and unfortunately one is doing life in jail, and one just came home about 6 months ago. Now, Abel, he been watching my YouTube. He support me full-heartedly. We grew up with each other. And, all right. So I always tell my wife this. Oh, yeah, real fast. My wife is in a hospital. She's been here for 3 days. Everybody who's anybody, can you please send a prayer up to God for my wife and pray that she have a speedy recovery because I need my wife home, please. Okay. So we're gonna get back to the story. So I always tell my wife about when I was younger, right? When I was like 15, all I wanted for Christmas was a camcorder, and my mom, she came home from jail that year, right? And I didn't know I was gonna get a camcorder. I didn't even know she was gonna make it out before Christmas, but she did. And she got me that camcorder, right? So I used to go around the hood, Marcus Garvey, Brownsville. If you're from Garvey, if you're from 1400 and Tenian, boy, you know who officially started this YouTube content shit. Because I used to take that camcorder with me all over Brownsville and just film shit and film people fights and instigate fights, all type of shit, right? So I always had a passion for this, right? And that's what Abel told me. He was like, yo, bro, you remember you used to have that camcorder, bro, and you used to record everything? I'm like, hell yeah, bro. I'm like, yo, this is where this started from. He like, yo, bro, you would really bring your radio to the exit. Yo, Brownsville is crazy, man. Let me tell y'all what we used to do just before we kick off the story, right? Because he reminded me of this shit yesterday, right? And I forgot all about it. So this is what we used to do in Marcus Garvey, 1400 and Tenian, boy, right? So everybody know when you have a party in the hood, the main concern is making a hole in the wall. I'm not in the projects. I think if somebody dub on this wall, y'all know we're getting the dub is from my Brooklyn heads, my Flatbush heads, my Brownsville heads, my Crown Heights heads. That's when you stand upon the wall and you let the girl do a whine on you, right? And she whines so hard that you like this. Oh. Next thing you know, there's a hole in the wall, and the person who owned the apartment is like, get out! Party done, everybody go. You must not go home, but you must get out of here. And so in my projects, We put so many holes in people's walls that we couldn't find somebody that'll let us have a party. You heard? And so every time the weekend come, right? You know, you got school on the weekdays. So on the weekend, we like, yo, bro, like, and this is the time, and this is what they did in Marcus Garvey, right? They took away, I don't know if y'all remember, in the early 2000s, they was redoing all of the parks in Brooklyn, and even in the Bronx too, because I look at some flyest parks in the Bronx. And they was doing all the parks. They was redoing it and all the projects. And so for my generation, they took away the park. We didn't have no fucking parks, and they was rebuilding it. My whole youth years, they was rebuilding the parks and the basketball court and stuff like that, and giving them a center. And so we really didn't have shit to do but to get in trouble. And so I came up with this idea of bringing my radio inside the exit on the top floor, because you got our buildings go to the 14th floor. Nobody comes up to the 14th floor except for in the daytime. So we'll wait till like 8, 9 o'clock. We'll go up to the 14th floor. So from 14 to 12, we knocking out all the lights in the exits. And we had a radio playing and just getting silly like kids, right? Having a party, having all the fun in the world. And I filmed a lot of that shit. And we was just kicking it, and he reminded me of all of that. And I was like, yo, damn, bro, you brought me back. And, you know, that was cool. That was a cool... So we had a cool conversation last night. And one thing he asked me, he like, yo, bro, I don't mind coming up, sharing the story. I don't mind. He said, bro, I need time. I need time, bro. I need time to get over a lot of things. He said, yo, but look, you have my full permission to tell a story. You somebody who was there. Do what you gotta do. And you know, so we gonna let our boy get his little time, man. And let him get back to society mentally before we bring him on camera and stuff like that. But we are gonna tell y'all today the story of the Cash Brothers, and aka the Splash Brothers, and how they changed jail politics forever. Right? Okay. Let's get it in. So of course these the Cash Brothers, they come from Brownsville. They how can I put it? Yeah, they don't even come from Brownsville. They come from the Star. They came from the Star. They moved upstate. They came from the Star, wound up moving upstate or something, I believe. And then they moved back to Brooklyn, and they wound up moving to my neighborhood, right? And so around this time, I told y'all I moved to the hood around 8 years old. I got taken away from my mom's at 7. And I know my pops, he came to get me right away, but you know, you gotta go through some things first before it shows that you're a fit parent and they allow the kid to go with you. And so my pops came and got me. He came and got me, but I stood like a year there. And I got there like around 8 or 9. I got to Brownsville and made this my home. And so now from 8 to 12, I'm popular. I know everybody in my hood. I'm chilling. And so look, pay attention. And I was like the man of the hood for the little niggas, because I was like the new face. I got a brother too. I got a step brother. His name is Jamal. And I just know that I got a brother there and an older sister, and they made me feel so welcome that they took me around the project. Oh, this is my brother. So I was able to have my get in with no problems, and plus all the little girls like me. That's your brother Jamal. He cute. What's up? So I know the feeling when you first move to the projects and you get accepted. Bro, this is what happened for the Cash brothers. They came from Schenectady, I believe. They was living in Star, came from Schenectady, came back to Brownsville. I mean, they came to Brownsville, and I remember the day they moved in, right? And they had this big ass U-Haul, and first we seen Abel, and we just staring. We giving the me mugs like, yo, I hope y'all ain't moving in our building. Y'all bugging out. This our shit. And then Kane, the other brother, jumped out the joint, and he just looked at us up and down like, hey, I ain't scared of nothing. What up? But Abel, you could tell he was more thinking about it like, oh, they staying in for us? This is about to be bad, right? But his brother was on go. I ain't gonna lie. I think the brother was a little older from 2 years or something like that, right? So now they come, they move in. We give them a problem for like 2 months, meaning we don't talk to them, we don't play with them, and none of that. And then my son Chisels, he lived on a floor. My son Chisel, he lived on a floor, so he started getting cool with them first. He like, yo, they on my floor, they my peoples. He like, yo, nigga, you don't even know them, bro. But I'm glad he did that because they wound up being niggas' best friend. It was 4 of us. So it's me, my old best friend, Alfie, and somebody actually just told a story about Alfie father that was born son. He spoke highly of Alfie father, and that was my best friend. That's all I'll say. You know, the son was my best friend. If you're looking at this video, if you see any of my videos, Alfie, just know I love you still, man. Whatever you thought that shit wasn't it, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. We'll talk about that later in life, or God, I had that conversation with you. But Alfie father is the infamous Alfie that everybody know in Brownsville. He got killed early, and so it was me, my little brother Alfie, and Trevor. We called ourselves the Fantastic Four, and we was inseparable. You never seen us apart, none of that, right? And so now Chisels is talking about, these niggas that he been hanging with these niggas and all that. And Chisels is our people's too, but Chisels is a little retarded. You understand? You ever got that friend at 14, something wrong with him? Yeah, that was Chisels. But Chisels was the reason why we opened up to them. And for a while it was cool. I actually started dating a sister. They had a little sister, and I started dating her. From the first day I seen them moving in, I was on her. I'm like, I gotta have that. And in the weirdest way, right? And this is the weirdest shit, because the sister looked like the sister and the brother is identical. Her and Abel is super identical. They both got hair. Abel was the first nigga I seen with real long hair. And I'm like, yeah, what the fuck, this nigga? Like, that's some Harlem shit or some shit. And but him and his sister look just alike. And everybody's like, yo, nigga, the fuck you dating her? It was something about Shorty that, I liked. I don't know if it was the toughness, because certain females that's raised by brothers, they tough. Or it was the naive part of her where I could tell she never had no boyfriend. I could tell she wasn't, you understand? We was kids. And so we rocked out for a while, and I just knew that Shorty was one of those types that'll stay loyal to me and all that. All because of, for those of y'all who know, she just one of them girls that'll stay loyal. And so we rocked out. Our relationship, me and Shorty relationship, brought me and Abel closer. And even Kane, the older brother, it brought all of us closer. And because I had a mutual respect for them. So I treated their sister okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't a creep, wasn't none of that type of shit. Didn't cheat on her, none of that. And so it's a bond. I just want y'all to see the bond that was there. And so as we growing up, certain things start to come to light. Just like certain things with us. Because they always thought me and Jamal was brothers, real brothers, and then we found out that, hey, I'm not really, they brother. I'm the stepchild type shit. And that's what happened with Cain and Abel. Abel was the how can I put it? He only had the same father as them, but the mother was Cain's mother and the girl mother. It wasn't actually Abel that was in mom's. And we didn't know that because they all look the same. So that shit fucked my head up a little bit, right? And okay. So now we growing up. I'm just giving y'all little pieces of information to understand the dynamic of the relationship and shit like that, right? And so we growing up as kids. Basketball was something the shit we like playing games. Kid shit, you understand? Until we started smoking weed, that's when a lot of the kid shit went out the back door. Like they're playing basketball, all of that. And now we starting to get into the gang life, right? So now out of the Fantastic Four that I told y'all about, me and my friends, my brother and stuff like that, I was the only one that wanted to be Crip, wanted to be gangbanging, wanted to follow in the older dude's shoes and shit like that. Everybody else was more like, man, fuck that shit. Abel was more into riding bikes. He liked dirt bikes and shit like that. His brother was the, Cain was like the problematic child, right? And we all didn't understand, but this is what I started to see because it was happening in my own house too. And this shit is crazy. So, so whenever you're in a situation, right, and you lose your mom, if you're ever in a situation where you lost your mom, right, and you are around older female family members, they would console you. They would carry you like you lost your mom. You know, and they're trying to make it easy. This is what good women do. It's because my stepmother did it for me. Being that my mom was locked up, she kind of went above and beyond to make me feel comfortable, to make me feel like, hey, I'm your mother too. And they moms was kind of the same way. I promise you. And I swear this, we always talk about it. Me and Abel. It's like, yo, I never chose for his moms to treat me a little bit better than her. I mean, better than him. But she felt like she needed to do that because I lost my mom. When he said that to me, I knew exactly what he was talking about because my stepmom, she kind of treated me, she kind of gave me more attention than her own son, than my younger brother. And that shit left a resentment between us, right? And to this day, me and my brother, we don't speak at all. And which is okay, which is fine. Like, it messed me up when I was younger, but not now. And so they had the similar story. But for me, I don't know if my little brother was ever jealous of me or mad that his moms was treating me a little bit better because I lost my moms. And if he did feel that, I know once he get to a certain age, the 30s and stuff like that, that's when he'll be like, oh shit, my mom didn't dislike me. She just knew that this boy lost his moms, so she tried her best. And that's what angels do. But you see, for my brother, all he did was he started to go into isolation, and he just did his own little thing. He started a clothing company, had some kids. He just didn't feed into that part and let it destroy him. He didn't let his mom's being there for me destroy him to where he wouldn't be able to function in society and stuff like that. But that don't go for everybody. And in this case of the Cash brothers, Cain and Abel, Cain, he resented Abel for exactly how he felt like he showed up and he took his mom's, and he resented that, and he started to show out. Now he started to get locked up before, or our little squad that I told you about, the Fantastic Four plus Cain and Abel, they joined us later, and they cousin, and they had another cousin too that came through. So it was like 7 of us that stayed together. But now Cain was the one who started getting in trouble first, right? He started doing little shit, so he went to DFY or something like that. And then I just remember he used to come home on the weekend, right? And I'm like, yo, where you at that they letting you come home on the weekend? And he was like, yo, some shit called Boys Village upstate. I'm like, yo, bro, you can't leave. He's like, yo, nah, I gotta leave when I'm 18, right? I'm sorry, y'all, I'm sorry. But he like, yo, nah, I gotta leave when I'm 18 type shit. I get to come home when I'm 18. So when he was coming home on the weekends and stuff like that. And when he was coming home on the weekends, we seen the change in him. His body got bigger. You could tell he was working out. He was YG. He turned YG in there. Now remember, we from Brooklyn, so one time he came back, right, and he had the tattoo on the shit that said YG. And I'm like, yo, damn, you YG, bro? He's like, yeah, that's what I'm fucking with. I'm about to turn y'all all YG. I'm like, nigga, we crip on the side. You bugging the fuck out. He like, yo, all right, nigga. One day when you get inside them jails, nigga, you gonna see that crip shit is not it. And and it's because he was doing jail way before me. If I ever those of y'all who know my channel know I did not do DFY time, did not do Spofford time. I didn't start messing up until I hit 15, 16 type shit. And it wasn't nothing major. My first arrest, I had a little pocket knife on me, some shit like that. When niggas was fighting outside and they caught me, locked me up, found the knife on me, like, oh, you gotta go to bookings. Other than that, it was drug cases, right? So when he said that to me, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to hear none of that shit. And so now it's his 18th birthday. He come back to the hood. Now so the way my hood is set up, the generation that's right older than me, the ones that's like 40 and down, we was Jack and Crip. We was Jack and Crip because the generation right over us was Jack and Crip. But now, let's say the older ones who was above them, they all was ABG. That was some shit that started in Brownsville. Anybody get it? And even though it wasn't as big as Crip and Blood, ABG definitely was about something in Brownsville. You heard? It was as big as it could get. I'll be real with you. And so when Cain came home, I already knew, because now I'm a street dude, and I'm moving around. He came back to the hood when I got shot. So I told y'all he was older than me by 2 years. So he's 18, I'm 16. I got hit at 15. Now around this time, I can't walk. I'm on a walker and all that. And son, he just came back to the hood, so he coming to check me like, yo, who did what to you, nigga? What's up? Let's go put that work in. I'm like, yo, nigga, I'm on a fucking wheelchair. He was just one of those hotheads. Like, yo, nigga, what up? Yeah, I'm with whatever. And I'm like, nigga, where your brother at, nigga? Like, go get your brother, nigga. He like, yo, fuck that nigga. Oh, that nigga soft. And I'm like, yo, what? Nah, nigga, you bugging the fuck out. You wildin'. He like, yo, his son told me about going to the army and shit like that. And I'm like, word? I'm like, in my head, I'm like, nigga, that ain't a bad idea. Shit, he might want to go to the army, change his life. or to help his life have a better outcome. And it was just evident that Cain didn't like Abel no more. He didn't like him. Point blank period. He didn't like him. He resented him. He was there with his mom while he was locked up. He didn't, all type of shit that'll make a person messed up in the head. So this night happened. I'm not sure if it was our block party or up the hill block party. But Abel was, we was all in the outside of the block party. And now this was our block party. And Abel, some nigga bumped him. And Abel took off on the nigga, swung. And Cain took off. We all took off on the nigga. But it was more, how can I put it? Son bumped Abel. Abel took off on the nigga. Cain jumped in. Everybody jumped in, wigging this nigga out, right? So the nigga Abel, he went and grabbed a cane from, if y'all know Brownsville Projects, it'd be black gates going on around the projects, I guess to keep you in. But it was a cane on there. So the nigga Abel went and grabbed the cane and started hitting the nigga in the head type shit. So the nigga Cain balked him, like, nigga, the fuck you get a weapon for? Nigga, 20 us against this nigga. What you doing? Give me the fucking cane. So he take the cane. He got it in his hand now. We washed the nigga up. They got us to stop. Son balking. Why the fuck would you get a cane? Take the cane from the nigga, right? And I don't know if he left the cane outside or wherever he put the cane. When the cops came, because niggas fixed this nigga so bad that he was punch drunk, he was out of it. I'm over there talking to the girls, right? I wasn't there with the fight. Once we got to commotion and see what was happening, seeing who was on the floor, I'm like, yo, it's 1,000 of these niggas. I can't get in, and plus I got my shorty with me. So I'm like, man, fuck that. I'm just looking too. So, everybody seen at the end when son snatched the cane from the nigga. So we like, yo, them niggas beefing again type shit. And so the ambulance came, they picked boy up. They picked the nigga who got wigged out. Niggas, he was out. Now this is what happened that made this case a little bit different, right? Is because the ambulance picked the nigga up to put him on the stretcher. And they wound up dropping the nigga right on his head. The whole hood heard the shit. Boom! Niggas like, oh shit, the ambulance dropped this nigga. I'm like, oh, these niggas is bozos. So now they go back to playing music, everybody getting back into their day. 2 days later, we found out the nigga died. Not even 2 days later, that same night, because the tape and shit like that. So it was the next day. The very next day when I woke up and came outside and we seen the yellow tape and shit like that, we like, oh shit, son got bodied last night? And he's like, yeah, son got bodied last night. And they took that cane. Baby. Make a long story short, Cain and Abel Prince was on the cane. And so the cops came and locked both of their ass up. Now, I just told y'all that Cain, he just did, but he got jammed. I think he got jammed up at 15 or 14. Whenever he caught his charges, I know he was young, like 13 or some shit. And he was dead until 18. So now they fighting a manslaughter charge, right? And being that Abel was the first one to bring the cane into the picture, Cain felt like, yo, you gotta tell them niggas, you got, like, not telling yourself, but bro, listen, I just came home, bro. I don't want to go back in jail. Like, nigga, we gotta get the best. We gotta fight this shit. We gonna all the way to trial. Nigga, fuck that. It was too many of them around to just point fingers at us. And then Abel let him know, nigga, our fingerprints was on that cane, bro. And so this was a big situation, right? You got one brother wanting to take it all the way to trial because, yo, I just came home, I just did all this time, nigga. I want to enjoy some freedom too. Give me a chance to beat this shit. And then you got one brother who never been in jail, and they was talking 15. And then they went down to like 10 or 7. Out of the 10, he had to do 7. So Abel like, yo, I'm taking it. Nigga, I'm cop. Fuck that, nigga. Cop out. We can take this. We'll be home in 7. We good. Cain like, nigga, I'm not, no, fuck that. Abel wound up copping out. Cain took it to trial. He blew trial. Now, this is a question I ask everybody. Put it in the comments. Was Abel wrong for copping out? And do copping out while you got a co-defendant that's saying let's go to trial, is that a form of snitching? So I'm going to tell y'all what happened. So being that Cain is pissed the fuck off, he like, yo, bro, this nigga, I would never even touch that Cain if it wasn't for this nigga. At least he could have did was go to trial. So he blew trial, and now he got a real resentment against this nigga. And I told you, son he was YG. He was YG, so he had connections to the Bronx, Brooklyn, Harlem, all that shit, right? And so when he get back in, now he turned Mac Baller. He turned Mac Baller, and he turned his brother into a plate. He runs with the narrative, yo, my own fucking brother told on me, I did that shit for him, and he had the nerve to tell him. So now everywhere this nigga Abel went to, he got the shit shot out of him. Meaning, he got cut a bunch of times. If you see this nigga face, you'll understand why he don't want to come on YouTube. He got cut a bunch of times. He, a lot of things that could happen to you in prison happened to him. And it's a fucked up story because he didn't tell. And so he endured a lot of shit from his brother putting the green light on him. But he wasn't no scary nigga. Every jail he went to, he knew it was a green light over his head, but he still went to the yards. He pulled up to the yards, and he kept telling them, yo, fight me one-on-one. Fight me one-on-one. Stop jumping me. Or I'll go knife to knife with anybody. Stop jumping me. Stop stabbing me behind my back. Stop. You understand? And it was a Brooklyn OG. Man. One of the names that a lot of us don't like to say, but it was a Brooklyn OG who actually listened to the story, seen all the transcripts, seen all the trial minutes, all that. So he was blood. The nigga who Abel got close to was blood. So son like, yo, you ain't tell on this nigga, you just copped out. When son didn't want to cop out. So after that, so that's what Abel was saying. He's like, yo, bro, that's what I've been trying to tell niggas for years, bro. I didn't fucking tell on this nigga. It's my brother. And and so the dude the blood that Abel, confided in, he was on time, and he probably wasn't the GF for no blood shit, but he was definitely high ranking. And he cleared the green light on the bro. And they both wound up in Beard Hill together, right? both of the brothers, the Cash brothers. And when Cain looked at his brother's face and seen everything, they cut this nigga in his eye, right? They blew his shit one time to where it hit his pupil. So now nigga can't see all type of shit. So now Cain is looking at his little brother now for the first time in 6 years. He come face to face with him. He just break down crying, bro, like, yo. Abel standing there strong, like, nah, nigga, look at me. Look at my face. Pulled up his shirt, look at my body, nigga. Them niggas stabbed me over 70 times, bro. And I'm still here. He said, but yo, you gotta live with that. You gotta live with it now. And Abel went back to his cell and hung himself. And from that story, that's when niggas started to check paperwork in the state. Because in the feds, you gotta have your paperwork with you. But not so much upstate. For certain blood sets, being that Cain was Mac Baller, that's what made them niggas start checking paperwork on the walking, on the coming. Because they did something wrong to a motherfucker who didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve it. He was actually a good nigga. Even talking to him last night, the niggas had me laughing like I still was 11 years old. And those type of people, man, they don't come from here. They don't come from the same places of chaos, of death, of all that. They come from the Most High, man. You heard?